Yeah, I am the tax man. I am attorney Stephen Leahy. This is IRS Radio Hour on AM 560. The Answer. Here with our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner, and my co-host, Jim Leahy.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things taxes. Let's stop with the doom and gloom, and let's start with what we're talking about this week.
But today I'm not going to really talk about taxes. What I'm going to talk about is, and here's the question, can I get rid of my second mortgage in a bankruptcy?
Can you?
The answer is sometimes.
Maybe.
So... And that's always the answer. Not always the answer, but it's almost always the answer when it comes to legal questions. So, for instance, in a Chapter 7, I can get rid of it in the sense that I can discharge my obligation to pay it, and they could never come after me and make me pay it. However, they still have a lien on my house, and they can still foreclose and take my house and sell it. However, in a Chapter 13, sometimes I can what they call strip away that second mortgage. Stripping away means that I can eliminate it and make the lien go away, so they don't have a lien on my property anymore. And again, this is only available in a Chapter 13. So I have a client now who's got a home, and he's got a second mortgage, and it's a fairly sizable second mortgage. But his first mortgage is so large that it's more than his house is worth, the first mortgage. So that means that the second mortgage becomes what they say is called it has no value. There's nothing there. It's what they call wholly unsecured, because there's no value there for it. And if that's the situation that you find yourself in, we did a lot of this during several years ago when the value of the homes all came down. People had a second mortgage and their house was less than their first mortgage. Then you can file a Chapter 13. You can strip away that second mortgage and keep your home and get rid of the second mortgage. So, and sometimes that's the difference between you being able to keep your home and having to give the home up. So if it's got $1 of value then I can't get rid of the second mortgage. So for instance, let's use some numbers. I have a first mortgage. It's $100,000. My home is worth $100,000. Well, now if I have a second mortgage, I can get rid of it because any other second mortgage is gone. But if my house is worth $120,000 and I only have my first mortgage is $100,000, then I can't get rid of it because they have some value there. And as long as there's even a dollar's worth of value in the second mortgage, I can't strip it away to get rid of it. Now, what happens is when you do a Chapter 13 to get rid of a HELOC or some other, a HELOC is what they call a home equity line of credit, or some other second mortgage, the mortgage company's going to want to know what the value of the home is, right? Because they're going to send an appraiser out and try to figure out, well, what's the value of this home? Because again, if they can prove that there's got a little bit of value there, then you won't be able to strip away that loan, and then you'd have to pay them. But in many cases, really what will happen is you won't have to pay them, because then you're going to have to file a Chapter 7 and get rid of that debt in order to discharge yourself from that obligation to pay that debt. And then they'll foreclose, and they're not going to get anything anyway. So it gets very complicated.
It's situational.
The answer is,
it sounds like that would happen a lot on distressed properties.
Well, it's not even distressed properties, because what's happening in the North Shore, for instance, a lot of these homes, these larger homes, they've gone down in value. Right. So, you might have a second mortgage, and because the value is going so far down still, that the second mortgage is wholly unsecured and you can get rid of it. So that's what's happened. And again, maybe I can make that first mortgage payment, but that second mortgage payment just makes it so I can't keep the house that way. And this is a way for you maybe to keep your home. And it's a powerful option.
But I think one of the main things we were talking about is that it's situational. So if you're having this issue, don't just take what you're saying for law or word right now. Give Open Tax Resolution a call, explain your situation, and investigate what's going on.
You have to do an investigation.
That's right.
And figure this out before you file bankruptcy, not after.
312-664-6649.
That's true. And again, this is what we do. We do an investigation. We're going to figure out, we're going to send somebody out there, or we're going to do a comparative market analysis, and we're going to figure out what the value of your home is and determine whether Chapter 7 is right for you, where you can walk away from the debt and discharge it, or whether Chapter 13, where you can redo it and try to keep the home. And it's important to do this before you file bankruptcy, and so you know which way to go and maybe how you might be able to save your home. And this is an avenue to save your home.
That's right.
It may be an avenue, I should say.
That is a great. It may be. Again, everything we're talking about, it's not just an easy cut and dry. Oh yeah, do this. No, you got to have an investigation. You got to make sure everything lines up. Anyway,
I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to watchtalkradio.com. You can also go to the IRS Radio Hour Facebook page, the Trust Radio Network Facebook page. You can like those, and if you have a question that you want to appear on the show, just post away, and we'll answer it for you. No problem. Remember, Open Tax Resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to help fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, too, remember the spring market's coming up, so let's start thinking about tomorrow today. Seriously, let's stand above the competition. I'm Jim Leahy, 847-271-3695 at That Properties. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to our sponsors and come back on AM 560.
The Answer.